a Spurs fan if you were slating Harry Winks' performance the whole game, because I kind of was. I voiced my opinions and then the Ndomballer jinx happened and he goes and scores a goal. And now, ladies and gents, he's living lavish. Welcome to another episode of Hollie's Hotspurs, and today I'll be talking about that 4-1 victory against Wycombe in the FA Cup. I mean, it did take a long while to be able to seal the deal, but nevertheless, we did. If you're new to the channel, please put a like on this video, comment what you thought of the game below, and hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1k subs. Hopefully we can get there soon, so always hit that sub button, it means the world. Now, the Wycombe game was a must-win, just because it would keep our hopes alive of another cup to stick in our empty trophy cabinet. But Jose and us all had in the back of our mind the big game against Liverpool on Thursday. It was a weakened team, but one that could hopefully seal the deal. It had Hart in goal with a back four that consisted of Tanganga, Sanchez, Toby and Davies. The only real problem in that back line that was scaring me was probably Sanchez, as I just feel he's a bit of a liability, but that's my personal opinion. I feel like his pace, which I always say all the time, gets him out of a lot of trouble. But hopefully with Toby there being commanding, he'd be able to keep his shape and keep Wycombe at bay. We then see a combination of both Winks and Sissoko in the middle. We all kind of know that Sissoko will be doing the up and down runs of covering, and Winks will be doing the side to side and backwards play. We then see that we have Ndomballer and Cam, who will hopefully be doing all the dirty work and trying to play the ball forward in a creative way. We have Bale on the wing, hopefully he can prove himself and stop giving us just glimpses and can be a bit more consistent. And we also had Lucas on the other wing, hopefully where he wouldn't run into players too much and actually lay the ball off and create some things. And we had delicious finishers up front by himself. That meant that we had the big guns on the bench to call on if we really needed to and got in a bit of a struggle. These big guns consisted of both Højbjerg, Ndomballer, Harry Kane and Sonny, with a few others mixed in like regular. Fingers crossed though, we wouldn't have to use them because of that big game against Liverpool. It was great to see Bale obviously starting to get a few minutes under his belt. I'd be a bit intrigued to see how many minutes he'll get, and like I said, I just want to see a bit more of the old Bale. We've seen glimpses of it. Hopefully this game he can really go out there, and I say prove himself because we all know what he's done as he achieved, but whether he can do it at this age. Obviously when you think of Wycombe, you immediately think of Akinfenwa, and luckily for us he was starting on the bench. Should be intrigued to see what time he comes on and whether he can make an impact for Wycombe. Now the game kicks off, and like most games for Tottenham, we kind of need a bit of time to settle. In early minutes you can kind of see that this is a team that don't normally play together, and a team that you can kind of tell are the players that are maybe in the second string squad. Although saying that, I thought Winks started off really bright in the first 3 minutes as he was actually driving with the ball forward. I know this is not a drill, I was just as shocked as you. He drives forward, finds a lovely ball, slips it into Ndomballer. Ndomballer has a shot and it's blocked and it goes out for a corner. To be honest, this was kind of the whole theme of the first half. We managed to get in some lovely positions after some great combination play, but time after time we either hit the side netting, it goes over, it hits the crossbar, and in fact in the first half it hit the crossbar twice from both Sissoko and Tanganga. And you're thinking to yourself, is this going to be one of those games where we just can't find the back of the net and it's going to come back and haunt us? And to be fair to you, after 24 minutes when this happened, you were kind of thinking this is probably not our night. This is because we kind of have a lapse of concentration. Lucas is thinking of playing the ball short. He instead throws it to a player not in white, and then causing that, it means that Wycombe have the ball high in our area with a high press, bombing forward. Toby somehow falls onto the floor. A ball is then crossed in. Sanchez tries to get rid of it, but we all kind of know how his clearances go. Not that great, and instead it falls to Onidima, who has a first time shot and slots it into the back of the net. I mean, I thought Hart couldn't really have done anything there. He's played all right up until this point. He's made a few crucial saves in the opening minutes from Wycombe, but this he wasn't really getting to, so I think it was a bit of an unorganised back four, and we just gave away the ball too cheaply. From then on in, we were kind of always looking for the reply. In the 28th minute, we see that Lucas drives with the ball positively. He actually releases the ball after he sees the run of Gareth Bale, who drives towards goal, does a few step overs, whacks it, but unfortunately hits the side netting. Like I said, it was a great turn of pace from Bale and movement to receive the ball and to drop the shoulder and do some step overs, lose his man, has a shot, but the finish is just not quite there. Our striker tonight, Vinicius, was very quiet, and when he did make some lovely runs off the ball, he didn't check his line because he was offside every time. If he managed to just have that little look, I think he would have got himself on the score sheet because his movement off the ball wasn't too bad. It was just the fact that he couldn't watch his line, so he's never going to get an end product. As the half wore on and we're 1-0 down, you can see the frustration on the players' faces, and to be honest, all of us at home are bloody frustrated as well because we're all thinking, if we're on that pitch, we know where the goal is, let's slot it home. But sadly, the frustration took its toll and we started giving away silly fouls. The main culprit was definitely Ndomballer and Winks, but we all kind of know that Ndomballer is that kind of guy and he's going to get at your ankle. As the half wears on, you're thinking to yourself, we're going to go into the break 1-0 down against Wycombe. But then, into extra time in the first half, this happened. Oh yes, Gareth Bale, ladies and gents. He's done it in the Premier League, he's done it in the Carabao Cup, he's done it in Europa, now he's done it in the FA Cup. Bale is living lavish. I'm not too sure about that ponytail still. I think if he didn't have that, he'd probably be a bit better, but it was a lovely finish. Lucas with a lovely ball, whips it in. Bale, this time, unlike Vinicius, watches his line, moves forward, little bounce in front of the keeper, then just toe pokes it over him. So it's great to see Bale get on the score sheet and timed perfectly, so we go into the break at 1-1. Then that's the first half concluded, and to be honest, wasn't the best showing, but if we can get it done with a team that doesn't include the likes of Son, Kane, Ndomballer, Højbjerg, I'm all for it. So we just need to become more clinical, because that was the thing that was really letting us down. There was great movement here and there after we got into our stride a bit more, but yeah, I was hoping for better in the second half. Jose makes a substitution straight away and we see that Højbjerg comes on and Tanganga goes off. I think Tanganga got a little bit of a knock. Obviously he's only just come back from injury, so hopefully that isn't too serious. For the first 10 minutes or so for the first half, we're kind of having shots here, there and everywhere. They're not the best, they're not the great, and of course they do not find the back of the net. Winks was obviously frustrating me a little bit. I don't think his pass accuracy was really on it tonight. I think Højbjerg coming on, just shaping it up a little bit, kind of saw us kind of gel a bit more. But in the 57th minute, Jose calls on the big guns. And we see that Vinicius comes off and Kane comes on. Like I said, I don't think Vinny had the best of the games tonight. Positioning was all over the place. The fact that he wasn't watching the line was really frustrating. Hopefully Kane can get on the score sheet to calm our nerves down a little bit more. I thought Bale played pretty well. There was a lot more glimpses tonight of the old Bale, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking to myself, the show is remade to make it more present, but it's never as good as the original. That's what I'm kind of feeling with Bale. There's glimpses and greatness of the original Bale, but is it as good as the original Bale, this new model? Not really. But hopefully with more minutes, the confidence will come and Jose will actually start to believe in him, because I think we do need him maybe towards the end of the season just to give that bit of flair. But nevertheless, it was good to see him get on the score sheet tonight. Still at 1-1, we see in the 67th minute, Jose once again makes a change. We see that Lucas comes off, Sonny comes on, Ndomballer is off and Ndomballer is on. And you're thinking to yourself, the artist on the pitch now in Ndomballer, who's hopefully going to find both Kane and Sonny. Let's get this job done so we hopefully don't have to go into extra time and waste precious minutes and energy for the game against Liverpool. In the 69th minute, I really thought Kane was going to get on the score sheet. This is when Davies whips in a lovely ball, who I must admit has had a brilliant game all night because he's kept that side pretty quiet. And he manages to cross the ball into Kane, but Kane with his touch takes it too heavy and the keeper, Allslop, is really well commanding in presence and manages to get a block in. You're thinking to yourself, time is coming, hopefully our fitness will be better than Wycombe's and we'll finally get on and seal the deal. Then when you think things can't get any worse, because we haven't actually come up with a second goal yet, Akinfenwa comes off from the bench. You think to yourself, the joys. I must admit, I don't know the geezer's name, but number 9 for Wycombe was giving us all sorts of problems all game. The fact that he managed to bully Toby at the back, and that is something I haven't seen in a long while. The 72nd minute, we think that Sonny is going to put us 2-1 in front. When he drives with the ball, does about 90 million step overs, finds a bit of space, shoots, but it just flies wide. And you're thinking to yourself, how much longer are we going to wait till we can actually finish our dinner, have some pudding and go to bed? Now throughout the whole game, I was getting pretty annoyed with Harry Winks. So out of frustration and things that I don't normally do, I kind of slated him a little bit. I wrote this and then moments later, the man goes and does this. Oh yes, my boy, Harry Winks. I think I should slate him more often because it was a beautiful strike from him. The way he just manages to curl it. Obviously after a bit of mayhem of us not hitting the target in the first place and it's cleared, he manages to get it. See there's a bit of space. Bang. Beats Allslop and it is 2-1 Tottenham. I mean, we've waited a bloody long time. It's currently the 86th minute and Harry Winks, the guy that I don't think's had the best game today, manages to seal the deal. And then after that, the floodgates kind of open because on the 87th minute, Sonny finds the Ndomballer, who then slots it home. And then when you think we're high and dry now, I think I might switch off because it's done. We see that the Ndomballer does a bit of this business. Oh my word. Before people say, oh, it's only Wycombe, this man is actually pulling his weight more so than ever. Not only in the Premier League, not only in the Carabao Cup, but now the FA Cup. We've waited a long time, but he has honestly proven himself so many times. And the fact, if you even look at this slow-mo, the man's doing a bloody no-look finish. I am done. Congrats Ndomballer, and that's when the final whistle goes and it's 4-1. And credit to Wycombe because, in all fairness, if you had seen the scoreline, you think we would have been all over them, but that wasn't the case. They held us out for a very long time, but I think fitness and quality and bringing on the big guns kind of finished the game off for us, and I think that's what we needed to do. So I was very happy with the lineup from Jose. I wasn't happy that it took so long. I think finishing in training really needs to be looked at. But yes, we have made it through to the next round of the FA Cup where we will play Everton, and you need to keep your eyes peeled because I will be hopefully featuring on the Blue Boys Network, which are some of my great friends. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that because I will be doing a watch along, which is a first because I don't normally do watch alongs. As you can imagine, I get a bit tense and a bit frustrated and things fly out of my mouth. But regardless, we're through to the next round. Hopefully we can put this momentum into the game against Liverpool and get 3 points against them because that would be great. But me and Winks are living lavish, and until next time, come on you Spurs!